There's something about Kelly Ripa that keeps people watching, listening, and smiling. Maybe it's her honesty, maybe it's her humor, or maybe it's the way she can turn even the most unexpected personal story into something relatable, funny, and just a little bit unforgettable. Recently, she shared a story that caught everyone off guard, not because it was shocking in a dramatic way, but because it was so real, so human. The kind of story that makes you laugh, nod your head, and think, okay, I get that. It all unfolded during a relaxed conversation on her podcast, the kind of setting where walls come down and honesty takes center stage. Sitting comfortably, chatting with her guest, Kelly did what she does best. She opened up. No filters, no overthinking, just pure, candid storytelling. She began talking about the lengths people go to in order to feel good about themselves, and not in a serious, heavy way. No, she made it playful, light, almost like she was inviting everyone into an inside joke about the little things we all try at some point. Then came the moment. With a laugh and a slightly mischievous tone, she admitted trying a cosmetic treatment that she hoped would give her a little boost of confidence. It wasn't something she took too seriously, but it was something she was curious about. And curiosity, as we all know, can lead to some pretty interesting decisions. What made the moment truly engaging wasn't the treatment itself, it was how she talked about it. She didn't present it as some magical solution or dramatic transformation. Instead, she leaned into the humor of it all. She described the experience with a kind of playful honesty that instantly made listeners feel like they were sitting right there with her. And when asked if it worked, that's when she delivered the line that had everyone laughing. She admitted with complete sincerity and just the right touch of sarcasm that the results were, let's just say, not exactly life-changing. It was one of those moments where expectation meets reality, and reality politely says, "Nice try." But instead of disappointment, there was laughter, because that's the magic of Kelly Ripa. She doesn't just tell stories, she turns them into moments that feel genuine, unscripted, and refreshingly real. And in that moment, she wasn't just a television personality, she was someone who tried something new, hoped for the best, and ended up with a funny story to tell. Her guest joined in, adding their own perspective, turning the conversation into a lighthearted back and forth about beauty routines, self-care, and the sometimes surprising things people do in the name of feeling good. There was no judgment, no pressure, just laughter and understanding. And somewhere in that conversation, something deeper quietly appeared. Because beneath the humor, there's a truth we don't always talk about. The idea that everyone, even someone as confident and successful as Kelly, has moments where they wonder, could I improve this? Or what if I tried that? It's not about perfection, it's about curiosity, about the little experiments we all run in our own lives, hoping to feel just a bit better, a bit brighter, a bit more like ourselves. And sometimes those experiments don't go as planned, but maybe that's okay. In fact, maybe that's the best part, because those are the stories we remember, the ones that don't end with perfection, but with laughter, the ones that remind us it's okay to try, to explore, and even to fail a little, especially if it comes with a good sense of humor. Kelly didn't hide her experience, she didn't sugarcoat it, she shared it openly, turning what could have been an awkward topic into something warm, funny, and surprisingly comforting. And let's be honest, there's something a little romantic about that kind of honesty. Not in the traditional sense, but in the way it connects people, the way it brings down barriers and says, hey, we're all figuring things out together. As the conversation continued, it flowed effortlessly, touching on routines, habits, and the everyday choices people make to feel their best. It felt less like an interview and more like a late-night chat between friends, filled with laughter, honesty, and just a hint of playful teasing. And through it all, Kelly remained exactly who people love her for being: authentic, witty, and completely unafraid to laugh at herself. By the end of it, the story wasn't really about a treatment anymore. It was about perspective, about embracing the little imperfections and finding joy in the unexpected, about understanding that sometimes the things we try don't need to work in the traditional sense to be worth it. Sometimes they just need to give us a story, a laugh, or a moment of connection. And maybe that's the real takeaway. Life isn't always about getting the perfect result. It's about experiencing things, learning from them, and being able to smile about it afterward. So the next time you find yourself thinking about trying something new, something a little different, maybe even a little unusual, remember this story. Go for it. Try it. Laugh about it if it doesn't turn out the way you expected, because at the end of the day, it's those moments, the unexpected, imperfect, beautifully human moments that make life truly interesting. And if this story made you smile, think, or even reminded you of a moment of your own, don't keep it to yourself. Share it, talk about it, and keep the conversation going.